everyone, I'm Scott Golightly, an estate planning attorney in Richmond's West End. And as an estate planner, the first piece of education I provide to my clients is the difference between probate and non-probate assets. Having an understanding of the difference between these two types of assets is really the foundation of understanding your estate plan. So let's start with probate assets. Probate assets are those assets that a person owns in his or her own name alone when he or she passed away. So if your name is the only name on the deed to your house, that's a probate asset. If you were listed as the only owner of a bank account or a savings account, that's a probate asset. If you are the sole member of a limited liability company or sole shareholder of a corporation, your business interest is a probate asset. You get the idea. So here's the key thing about probate assets. They have to pass through probate, which is a court-supervised process that formally qualifies a personal representative to handle the winding up of a person's estate. There are fees, taxes, and delays associated with probate, and I've actually come to learn that this process can intimidate a lot of people who often come to us for legal advice and help navigating that process, which, yep, you guessed it, results in additional legal fees. Lastly, probate does require the recording of the will in the courthouse, which does make it a public record. So for those who wish to keep their affairs private, probate's not usually the answer. Now, non-probate assets are those assets where at least one other person has a present or a future interest in the property. So for example, if you own your home jointly with your spouse, that's a non-probate asset because your spouse is already on the title. So he or she becomes the legal owner automatically at your death. Likewise, if you've named your spouse or adult children as beneficiaries on a life insurance or a retirement account, then your chosen beneficiaries automatically receive those assets at your death by contract, and again, outside of the probate process. And lastly, many of our clients these days are setting up revocable living trusts to avoid probate. Now, we've covered what those are in other videos, but if somebody creates a living trust and actually funds that trust during his or her lifetime, then the assets owned by the trust passes directed in the trust agreement and outside of probate. So if you'd like to learn more about probate and get help deciding if and how you should avoid it, give us a call. Our firm really does pride itself on making the estate planning process approachable and understandable, and we really appreciate the opportunity to be of service to you and your family.